some of the creative in development right now at Walt Disney Imagineering.
I'm Anastasia, and as a supervising animator for Walt Disney Animation Studios, I have created a few classic villains such as Gaston, Jafar, and Scar for the Lion King. Well, my Disney story begins in Germany, where it really started when I saw the Jungle Book for the first time. I was about 11 years old, changed my life. And I wanted to do that. Beauty and the Beast when I did Gaston. So that was my first villain, and it was Ron and John again, who wanted to become the mermaid. They were doing Aladdin, so I ended up doing Jafar. And by the time they got to Lion King, which was the next project, I said, I know it's not my turn, it's only somebody else's turn to do a villain, but I think I can do something with Scar. And then they just looked at me and said, well, what kind of had you in mind? So that was villain number 3. People ask me sometimes, so is there a certain person that is based on, that you base Gaston on? And then all I can say is the LA Gyms. Checking themselves in the mirror, looking good, you know? That's the guy I started with. And when it came to Jafar, I remember getting a lot out of the voice. Jonathan Freeman is the voice actor, and he had this beautiful body quality. In animation, what you usually try when you start out on a character, you do a walk. And the way you walk the character tells you a little bit about him or her. With Jafar, he just swishes in and swishes out. And he's unrealistic or something. You know, he just shows up. There's not a lot of bounce or showing weight there. So once I applied that, it was actually easy for me to have him move. And then when it came to Scar, again the voice helped me go out with Jeremy Irons. He can read the phone book after I had him. And Scar was my first 4-day animals. And I was so used to doing human characters and using a mirror and acting things out in front of the mirror, and all that. And out of habit, I got out of my chair, closed the door, and I was going to act this out. And I thought, no, that's not going to work on this character. Then it was back to using wildlife and analyzing how lions walk and all the different ways. That doesn't mean that occasionally we can also do some human acting. I remember one scene I particularly enjoyed was Scar talks about the relationship between Simba and Mufasa. And he calls it a father-son thing. Like, he doesn't like it, he's disgusted by it. And so I thought, I need to do a thing, I need to do something human here. So you can do that, but you have to make sure that this doesn't look like a hand, that it still looks like a paw doing something human. So these are interesting challenges that come up into life.
How does it feel to be returning?
It's a little bit like known territory to get back to villains, because I've lived these bad guys for so long and studied them in my life. So it's familiar turf for me, and I just love the idea to have an area where you just have fun with them, all in one area. You get to know them even more, and know we're going to amplify the way we see them, like we've never seen them before. It's going to be dramatic with amazing lighting. It's been really fun working with some of the guys at Engineering, and yeah, we're doing concepts. Like, it's definitely, when I heard this for the first time, I said, this is an idea, this time is fun. And then I had a phone call and said, yeah, Mary, you've done some of this, would you like to be a part of it? This piece.
And what excites you the most about stepping into it?
Well, just the idea that it's a whole new land, where you can revisit these guys and see them interact. And Mark's hated the birthday. I gave him a sketch of Jafar and writing the episode of the dance. And I got a nice enough chuckle. It would be fun to see them be together. What conversations would that have? So the interaction would be fun too.
into the architecture and the place. And so what we look at in the characters and the shape language is that they have a fluidity to them, especially when we think about the magic that's associated with them. And so this is very reminiscent of the architecture architectural style of Art Nouveau.
So you start by finding the architectural inspiration. What is step 2?
So step 2 is a lot of research. So we would books, internet, the movies obviously as well, and the characters, but those only take you so far. And have ran the Walt Disney Imagineering tradition, we thought a research trip was in order to see this in person.
I've heard a lot about these research trips. They sound really, really fun. I'd love to know, where did you guys go?
So this past year, the team took an amazing trip to Paris, France, and Barcelona, Spain, which are both iconic homes of Art Nouveau.
What did you learn on this research trip? Because if it was me, I'd probably be enjoying a lot of baguettes and great food. But please tell us what you learned.
That too. We brought in the experts. We toured with local art historians, architectural historians, university professors. You know, most of the team at least had a foundation in art history and Art Nouveau, but we wanted to see examples of architecture where it looked like nature had, a spell had been cast on nature, where trees and vines twist into stone and walls.
That's super interesting to me, and I'm sure super appealing to your team as well, because you're taking something from real life and finding magical inspiration and fantasy inspiration from it. So you went to both Paris and Barcelona. What are the differences in these two cities when you're seeking inspiration architecturally?
Yeah, so Paris is what you think of classic Art Nouveau. It really plays into natural motifs, swirling designs that look like nature's been cursed. In Barcelona, the art style is actually referred to as modernism, so think Gaudi. Architecture that is otherworldly, it's almost unnerving when you're inside of these spaces, and you even get buildings that look like they're melting with these subliminal shapes and faces in them.
Well, we all know Imagineers are very good at hiding a very specific face, so that's awesome. And I just have to say, I think these reference images are so striking because of the color palette.
Yeah, the colors play a huge part, but the architecture and obviously the villains themselves, they have such iconic color palettes and looks to them. You can tell what the villains are just from that. And so it's really pulling that together and how to combine that with architecture.
Yeah, so when you take all of these elements, right, the look and feel of the characters and the magic, the Art Nouveau as this architectural style that looks like a spell has been cast on it, and then this rich, bejeweled color palette that Wyatt just mentioned, you end up getting all of the ingredients of what we've been calling conjured architecture.
Conjured architecture. So this is an imaginary term that you guys have coined.
Yeah, something that our team came up with, really trying to think something different but familiar.
That's amazing. I love that, you know, again, you're blending this historical reference with the fantastical source material. That's amazing.
Yeah, so we're excited today to really show you everything about here. We have a few more tricks up our sleeves beyond just conjured architecture that we're going to save for a later date to talk more about this, but we're just excited to give you a little sneak peek into what the team has been working on so far.
Well, as the villain said, that's very tantalizing, and I personally really look forward to experiencing conjured architecture with villains at Magic Kingdom. Thank you guys so much for coming out. This is awesome. Why did everyone start to sound great this morning? Well, let's transition from a tantalizing look to the future to a look at how guests around the world can now interact with Disney villains right now. So please welcome from Disney Live Entertainment, Mark Renfro, and from Disney Signature Experiences, Denise Case. Mark and Denise, thank you so much for coming.
It's delightfully wicked to be here. If I could see you. Hello, villain fans!
These chairs are so dramatic. I love them.
I need this for my office. Please make it happen.
I think we do know a few people who could make it happen. So, Mark and Denise, thank you so much for being here. We know that entertainment is where so many Disney guests get to interact with these Disney villains in person. And I would love to start talking about how you and your teams make that possible, both at the Disney parks as well as the Disney cruise lines.
Yeah, well, as many of you know, it's already Halloween season here at Walt Disney World. That's right. Oh yes, I know it intimately. And it's also happening at the Disneyland Resort. Yes, they too have already started celebrating the villain's favorite holiday, Halloween.
And we all know Oogie Boogie Bash. Yeah?
Yep. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It's pretty amazing. So, taking place on select nights at Disney California Adventure Park. My Disney colleagues have been having way too much fun brewing up all kinds of thrilling entertainment, including the Villain's Grove and a frightfully fun parade. And this year, new, you love them, one of my favorite villains from The Incredibles, Syndrome. Yeah, you can meet Syndrome, and by the way, I was hoping to see a picture because he used to have my hairdo. You can meet Syndrome, get your candy fix on, and enjoy all kinds of tricks and yummy treats at the Oogie Boogie Bash.
Well, that's very fabulous. And I haven't personally seen Mark and Syndrome in the same room, so you never know. You never know. And, well, Mark, you know a thing or two about Disney villains, having worked on specifically the live show Villains Unfairly Ever After here at Disney College Studios. I think some people here may have seen your show, Mark.
Yes. So you kind of want to know what I went through? Yeah.
Please tell us everything because
Share.
there's so much happening.
Horrible! Villains everywhere! It was a constant nightmare! Do you think they find it?
Nope.
Okay. People, as you can see, the villains are my faves. So it was an absolute blast. And for a show that sports so many Disney villains, I tell you, backstage and everyone who I had to work with was a true hero. So just because I heard a little bit, how many people in here seen our brand new villain show? You saw it? Come on. All right.
We're all in here.
I love it.
Well, for our fans in the audience who haven't had a chance to see it yet, could you tell us a little bit about the show?
Sure. Okay, so at the villainous heart of our show, the Magic Mirror invites the audience to his realm of mirrors to help him answer the question that he is hearing relentlessly from every single villain, because they all want to know who is the most misunderstood of all. And in our show, we've got plenty of villains. You will see the delightfully deranged Coronado. Coronado fans, let me hear you. You will see the elegant, fierce, and oh so funny Captain Hook. Yes. I think the most wicked fans are right here. You all gotta chime in next. And then, of course, the mistress of all evil, Maleficent. One at a time, these three villains, in their own unique way, step through the glass and take center stage to present their own reason why they believe they have been so unfairly treated. But in the end, it's up to you, the audience, to decide just who is the most misunderstood of all.
With so many super fans in the room, we all want to know all of the details. Can you share
All of the details? How much time do you have?
As much as we can right now.
How about some fun facts?
Please.
Fun facts,
Thanks.
okay. Give me one.
Give us 3. Right?
Oh, wow.
3 fun facts.
Three it is. The villains have spoken. Okay, number 1. There are 83 different villains and Disney sidekicks in this show. I'm going to say it again. 83 different Disney villains and sidekicks. That, my fiendish friends, is a new record. Yes. Next is another one. In our show, you might see on some of the screens, there is a lot of digital surfaces to create the magic and allow the audience to go into the mirror realm. And when I say a lot of digital surfaces, we have over 74 million LED pixels.
Millions.
Wow.
LED, yes, and to put that into perspective, that is 1/2 the resolution of that massive Las Vegas sphere.
Wow.
Yet our show is at 1/100th of that size. And the last one, another fun fact, this is one of my absolute favorites. This is one of my favorite storytelling devices in the show, and one of my favorite elements because I think it's a character. It is a large, rolling mirror that sometimes is reflective, sometimes is a portal, allowing the guest to come to and from the mirror realm, and sometimes it's just scenery. And it stands at 174 inches tall, which is the exact size of an adult giraffe.
That's weird. So you're telling me we could take one of the giraffes from Animal Kingdom and put it next to the mirror?
Not gonna say we didn't do it.
Alright. Well, can we take it a step further, Mark? I'm now imagining you actually bringing the giraffe onto the stage.
Come on, come on. Give me a Mickey bar. All right. For all my Animal Kingdom friends, this really did not happen.
Well, are there any hidden Easter eggs in the show?
Those are like secrets.
I know, but we're among friends.
All right, okay. So this is a secret. This is not out there. So this stays among us, right? Right? Pinky swear? Villain swear? All right, okay. So when you first walk in, that's right, when you first walk into the theater, you see this wonderful Art Deco kind of lotus design on the walls as part of the wallpaper. But as the show evolves and different villains show up, that wallpaper keeps changing with each villain. After Cruella shows up, after Hook shows up, after Maleficent shows up, and at the end, when you come back again and see the show, when you leave, take a look at that wallpaper to see how many different villains have left their mark.
Seriously?
I'm serious.
I didn't know that.
Well, there you go. You gotta come and see
I've seen the show. I've seen the show twice, and I never knew that. Well, now I gotta go back. That's amazing.
Bring it down.
Okay, come on, oh, let's come and see it. You know, the one thing, when I saw the show, I loved it. You know, I also share your love of villains. And you know, the one thing that really stood out to me is how guests are able to engage with the villains in new ways. That's so cool.
My favorite friend.
I just think it's really cool that the show can have a different ending based on what show you see, the audience you're seeing. But Denise, I'd love to transition to talk a bit about villains on the Disney Destiny.
Disney Destiny. Are you ready? We're very excited. Both heroes and villains from across the Disney universe are going to take center stage on the Disney Destiny. We have what we like to call a fearsome assembly of schemers and scoundrels. You like that? Schemers and scoundrels, that's right.
Well, I would love to know two things.
Okay.
First of all,
Uh-huh.
which villains are we talking about here? And second of all, what do you mean to play with or interact with?
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Michelle.
Okay, back to me.
Ready? Who's your favorite villain?
My favorite villain
Yeah.
is Cruella de Vil, and I think there's some Cruella fans over here too.
I haven't been wearing some of her colors today.
I noticed that.
I noticed. Yes, well, Coronado will be on the Disney Destiny. Yes, and one of the fun things you can do with Cruella is engage with a show called Treble Making with Cruella. Yes, Cruella has heard that dreadful song that's been written about her. Roger got it so wrong. She's completely misunderstood. And so she is counting on a piano player and you, the guests, to create a new song for Cruella. Yes, write a new song for Cruella that will please her and you actually perform it and sing it for her in Troublemaking with Cruella.
So,
Right?
you're writing a song.
Yeah. Yes, to make her happy, because if she's not happy, she will wreak havoc across the ship, so we must make her happy. Another fun thing guests can participate in is what we call the Wretched Runway. Guests are able to participate in a fashion show where they strut their stuff down the runway that will be in the Grand
I love you're such a subtle flower.
You can tell me have fun with it.
Hallmark, which is your favorite?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, after being immersed in so many villains, I'm going to be a little unconventional here.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say the god of mischief, Loki.
Loki in the house. Yes, Loki will be joining us on the Disney Destiny, and he has shown up there, yes, to proclaim that this ship, this like pleasure vessel, yes, he shall rule over this realm. He shall be king after all, and rule over these fine guardians. You will find Loki roaming around the ship from time to time. He may or may not make a proclamation every time he sees a balcony. For those of you who have sailed with us before, there are just a few balconies aboard our ship, so I'm just saying. There's also some other fun engagements that you can have with Loki, but I'm not going to say any more. You're going to have to come sail with us to see all the fun you can have with Loki.
Wow. So we talked about Cruella, we talked about Loki.
Yep.
Denise, who is your favorite villain?
That is so hard. It's like asking which of, who's your favorite child?
I know which one mine is.
Right? We love them all so much. So of course, we have to have the Mistress of Evil, Maleficent. She will be sailing with us, and while she's still trying to get an invitation to something, she will be there, yes, and if you are brave enough, if you dare, you can join her and under her spell, which is a play and read experience that will happen in Saga. Enter if you dare. And then, of course, okay, y'all ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, Dr. President! We'll be on the Disney Destiny! And we have an interaction with him. It's called Politics with Dr. Facilier. And if you can find this undisclosed location, you may enter. You may sit down at his table. And he may play a playing card trick for you and your friends. Yes. There will also be what we call Let's Cook Up a Story, which is a storytelling event about, of course, Princess and the Frog. The Dr. Facilier will make an appearance, and he'll also be found wandering time to time throughout the Grand Hall. So he's always looking to make some friends. So come on, y'all, come visit Dr. Facilier and all the other villains aboard the Disney Destiny. He will, yes. He may know some sleight of hand magic, but just for a couple friends.
Okay, so we've talked about Disney villains on land and Disney villains on sea.
Oh, let's not forget our international friends. Yeah. I've got an announcement, folks, and it's about Hong Kong Disneyland. You're the first to hear this. In 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, I'm happy to announce, uninvited, a villains takeover party. I need some reverb. It is the biggest villains party of all. It's part cavalcade, part street party, part musical spectacular, as the villains literally take over Main Street, USA. And, hate to say this, left off the list again. Somebody's gonna learn. Maleficent is summoned and then goads all the invited guests to then bring forth all the rest of her uninvited counterparts. Spells fly, fire flashes, music soars as a glittering assemblage of Disney villains and their underlings all show up for the most villainous street party ever.
I'm worried about Maleficent. Consistently left out. But she'll find her way.
Poor dear.
Everyone, can we please give it up for Denise and Mark? Are they fabulous? I love them. So, we have of this curtain. Please help me welcome Disney Consumer Products, Stacy Aoyama. Stacy, welcome to the Villains Party.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Isn't this so fun?
Yes, very excited. It's a hard act to follow, but we will try.
I know, Denise and Mark are the best. So, we've learned a bit about Disney villains experiences in real life. Could you tell us a bit about Disney villains at home?
Sure. So one way to bring these characters home, and I'm excited to talk about today, is we have a new Disney Villains collection by Bath & Body Works. So very exciting. So the team has designed specific fragrances meant to bring us into the worlds of our most iconic villains, the Evil Queen and Maleficent.
Well, I saw the Princess Connect collection last year at Bath & Body Works, and it looked amazing. Could you tell us a bit about how Maleficent and the Queen and their stories are represented differently in this collection?
Sure, I'd love to. Well, first of all, I was also a huge fan of the Disney Princess collection. I have to admit, those scents brought out my inner princess. But similar to that, when it comes to our two villains, the team has created very specific fragrances that's kind of meant to capture the essence of their personalities, and I will also say, perfect for fall and Halloween. So yeah, we're excited to share today. I'll do my best to do this justice, but first we have Maleficent, which was inspired by kind of the dark enchanted forest she calls home. So if you can try to imagine, plum, berries, and some more woodsy notes. And next we have Evil Queen, which, of course, had to be apple. But we also have some vanilla suede and pear, just to kind of speak to that opulent side of her personality. So it's very exciting. And it is hard to kind of talk about fragrances and do them justice. So I hope you all get to experience these for yourself as we have an early look at product available exclusively to Destination D23 guests this weekend.
That's really exciting!
And you also might have something special in your giveaway bags today, so take a look.
Okay, I love the cliffhanger. And I also heard that you may actually have some Disney Villains Collection gift baskets.
Yeah.
5 lucky audience members.
Yay! We love the giveaway.
We love a giveaway. So we're gonna do a giveaway right now. Who's excited for this? Here's how this is going to work. If you see your name and ticket confirmation number on this screen, I want to hear you. Are you ready, Stacey?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Let's see our winners. Okay, congratulations to Sherry, Alana, Angel, Lisa, and Sarah. Guest Services is going to be reaching out to you guys via email, so keep an eye out in your email if you're the winner. I unfortunately don't have them up here on stage right now, and you must claim your prize at Guest Services by 4 p.m. today. But if you weren't one of those 5 people, don't worry, the Disney Villains Collection by Bath & Body Works will be available online and in stores starting September 3rd. But, Stacey, I hear you have even more to share from our friends at Hotel Collections.
That's right, and I'm excited to say that we're getting a first look today for our Destination D23 fans at the newest villain joining our Disney Collector Darkness Descends series. And that is none other than the Sea Witch herself, Ursula, I'd say. My personal favorite.
I think that this doll is just so spectacular. The attention to detail on the tentacles, the hair, everything, it looks amazing. And last year's Maleficent doll from Hotel Collections definitely wowed a lot of collectors, but how does this doll differ and stand out on its own?
Yeah, so this takes everything we love about Maleficent, so that beautiful design and storytelling, but because it's Ursula, of course, there's a dramatic twist. So her look is powerful, it's theatrical, and I'd say it's dripping with attitude. I'd say, this one, if you can see, it has the iridescent neon tentacles, she has that iconic smirk, and she's quite a statement, I have to say, this one.
What was the vision behind bringing Ursula's larger-than-life personality into a collectible doll you have at home?
Yeah, so she's all about minimalist glam, as we know. So I think the goal of the team was to really capture that in a very high elevated, like high fashion way. And I think the team did a beautiful job designing every detail from, as you can see, her crown, she has her hair, and even the fabric they chose, and it feels so bold, so elevated, and just like unmistakably Ursula.
There's something so vibrant about all of the colors that you guys chose, and it really feels like the 2D animation is breathing in my hands. It's amazing.
Yes.
Well, I know we all really want to know, when will this Ursula collectible be available?
Well, Michelle, sadly we do have to wait until September 8th, but then they'll be available at hotelcreations.com.
September 8th is kind of soon, but also kind of far away. I think we should have some people take some home today.
Okay, well today's our lucky day, and we have 5 Darkness Descent series dolls to give away. So exciting!
I love these giveaways.
Me too.
So fun! I feel like Oprah. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. You guys know the drill. If you see your name and ticket confirmation on the screen, let's hear you. Are you ready, Stacey?
I'm ready.
Let's see the winners. What do we got? Congratulations, Donna, Sarah, Michael, Tracy, and Edward. Guest services will be reaching out to you via email, so keep an eye out on your email to know if you're the winner. And again, you must claim your prize by 4 p.m. today.
Congratulations.
That was so exciting, Stacey. Thank you so much for being here. This is amazing.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I don't know about you, but all this talk about Disney villains, it's got me in a mood. The thing about villains is you never know where they're going to appear. In a dark, enchanted wood, in a stormy sea, in the tastiest of red apples. Even heroes sometimes need to step into the shadows. And if you feel me, let me hear you. I said if you feel the pull of the darkness, the intrigue of the mysterious, and the fun of the mischievous, let me hear you. I'm Michelle Carre, and don't be fooled. You never know what challenge I'm going to accept next. I'll see you on the other side.